If you're thinking about buying a house in South Florida, there are a few things you absolutely need to check before you make an offer. And I'm not just talking about the kitchen, the layout, or whether the backyard looks nice. In South Florida, two homes on the same street can come with very different insurance costs, flood risks, HOA rules, hidden repair issues, and long-term expenses. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 things every buyer should look at before buying a home in South Florida, so you can avoid expensive surprises and make a smarter move. Hey, I'm Alex Simpson, a South Florida Realtor, and on this channel, I help buyers, sellers, and people relocating to South Florida understand the market and make better real estate decisions. If you're thinking about buying anywhere in Broward, Palm Beach, or Miami-Dade, this video will save you money, stress, and regret. Let's get into it. Number 1. Insurance before emotion. The first thing you need to check is insurance before you fall in love with the house. A lot of buyers, especially people relocating from out of state, make the mistake of looking only at the mortgage payment and the property taxes. But in South Florida, insurance can completely change what a home actually costs you every month. I've seen this firsthand. The first property I bought, the insurance quote coming in at around $6,000 per year. I reviewed the wind mitigation report and found that only 2 openings were not hurricane rated. After changing those 2 for just a few $100s each, the insurance dropped to around $3,500 per year. That lowered my monthly payment by about $200 a month. So in South Florida, small details can make a very big difference. Before you get too attached to a property, you want to ask, does the house have cast iron pipes? How old is the roof? Are there impact windows or shutters? Has the electrical been updated? Will the home need a 4-point inspection? And can this property actually be insured at a reasonable price? I work for a big builder for multiple years, and we renovate a lot of houses now. These are things the right person can catch long before you're under contract spending thousands of dollars on inspections. Number 2 is flood zone and water risk. This is a huge one in South Florida. A lot of buyers hear the word flood zone and think that tells them everything, but it really doesn't. 2 homes in the same general area can still have very different flood exposure and very different insurance costs. And this is not just in theory. In 2023, we had what many people described as a once-in-a-thousand-year flood event in South Florida. I've personally dealt with flooded properties during hurricanes and major storms, and trust me, this is something you never want to go through. When a home floods, it's not just about water in the house. You can lose furniture, electronics, clothes, family heirlooms, things that may never really be replaced. Then on top of that, many people have to move out and rent somewhere else while they deal with insurance claims, remediation, and repairs. It can be a brutal situation. I've seen firsthand how stressful and expensive it can be. So you want to know, is the home in a flood zone? Is flood insurance required by the lender? What is the current owner paying? Has the home ever had flooding, water intrusion, or drainage issues? How does the property handle heavy rain? This is one of those things buyers often wait too long to check. In South Florida, it needs to be part of your early screening process. Number 3 is roof age, major systems, and permitted work. Most buyers know to ask about the roof and the AC, but one issue that almost nobody talks about, and honestly something a lot of agents do not dig into enough, is non-permitted work. As an investor, I've seen firsthand how big of a problem this can become. That beautiful kitchen and bathroom look amazing. That extra room or addition seems like a huge bonus, but if that work was done without permits, that can absolutely become your problem after closing. A lot of people think, well, it's already there, so it must be grandfathered in. Wrong. In many cases, when you buy a property, you're also taking on those issues. And bringing non-permitted work up to code can cost tens of thousands of dollars. In some situations, you may even have to tear out the work you liked or remove an addition entirely. This is a much bigger deal than most buyers realize. So when you're evaluating a house, don't just ask, how old is the roof? How old is the AC? Has the plumbing been updated? Has the electrical been updated? Also ask, was major work permitted? Were permits closed out properly? Do the addition and renovations match the public record? Having a realtor who knows how to spot those red flags is not optional. This is the kind of thing that can seriously impact your family financially after closing. Number 4 is HOA fees and restrictions. This is one of the biggest hidden costs for Florida buyers. A house may look affordable at first, but once you add HOA dues, insurance, taxes, and maintenance, the real monthly payment may be much higher than you expected. And it's not just the fees, it's also the rules. Before buying, find out, what is the monthly HOA fee? What does it cover? Are there rental restrictions? Can you park a work vehicle, boat, or trailer? Do they require approval before move-in? Are there any special assessments or upcoming fees? A lot of buyers focus only on the house itself and forget that the HOA can affect both your budget and your lifestyle. Number 5 is the true monthly payment, not just the purchase price. A lot of buyers search by price range, but in South Florida, 2 properties with the exact same price can have very different monthly costs. That's because the real payment includes principal and interest, property taxes, homeowners insurance, flood insurance, and if needed, HOA fees and ongoing maintenance. And if you're buying a condo, maintenance is a really big deal. The condo market has gone through major changes since the Surfside building collapse in Miami. So today, condo buyers need to pay a lot more attention to reserves, deferred maintenance, association budgets, and the possibility of special assessments. Because the last thing you want is to buy what looks like a perfect condo and then get hit with a massive special assessment later. In some cases, that can be $100,000 or more. This is a much bigger deal than most buyers realize. So you don't just ask, what's the price? Ask, what is the actual monthly cost to own the property? How much are the HOA or condo fees? What does the association budget look like? Are there any upcoming assessments or known repairs? That's the number that affects your lifestyle and your comfort level after closing. Number 6 is the neighborhood and the location trade-off. In South Florida, location is everything, but not just because of the city name or the zip code. You also need to think about traffic, commute, school options, flood exposure, how close you are to beaches or highways, and the overall feel of the neighborhood. A buyer can love a house online, show up in person, and realize the location doesn't fit their lifestyle at all. So if possible, visit the property more than once. Drive the neighborhood during different times of the day. Check the route to work, school, or places you go often. A great house in the wrong location can still be the wrong purchase. Number 7 is your negotiating opportunity. This is one of my favorite parts of the buying process because I love seller concessions. I mean, who wouldn't want the seller to help pay your closing costs and buy your interest rate down by up to 0.5%, sometimes even more? Knowing how to negotiate these terms can literally change your financial situation. Instead of paying $20,000 in closing costs, you now have money for new appliances, new furniture, and a down payment on that in-ground pool. A lot of buyers focus only on the purchase price, but the terms matter just as much. Before making an offer, look at, is the property in pre-foreclosure? How long has the home been on the market? Have there been any price reductions? What condition is the home in? Are there insurance concerns? Can the seller help with closing costs? Can the seller pay the rate down? Can repairs be credited or negotiated? A smart buyer doesn't just shop for the right property. A smart buyer also shops for the right terms. Sometimes the best deal isn't just about getting a lower price. It's about negotiating in a way that protects your cash and improves your monthly payment. So if you're thinking about buying a house in South Florida, the big takeaway is this. Don't just shop based on photos and price. Check insurance, check the flood zone, check the roof and systems, and also the permitted work. Check the HOA, check the true monthly payments, check the neighborhood, and check your negotiating leverage. That's how you avoid surprises and buy with confidence. If you're thinking about buying in South Florida and want help figuring out which area, homes, or price points make the most sense for you, reach out to me directly. And if you want more videos about buying, selling, and moving to South Florida, make sure you subscribe to the channel.